Lydia asks, in the wake of the Fukushima tragedy, renewed attention has been brought to the issue of nuclear energy. Located just 24 miles north of Midtown Manhattan, aging nuclear reactors at Indian Point are up for relicensing. With 20 million people living within 50 miles of that plant, do you think it's responsible to relicense those reactors, or should they be shut down? Ursula?
I think it would be irresponsible to relicense those reactors, and I think the era of nuclear power is over, or it needs to come to an end. Right now, nuclear power cannot exist without government subsidies, and even Anne-Marie has said that she does not support any more subsidies to the energy industry. Maybe I'm misquoting her, but she doesn't support subsidies to renewables or to other energy sources. And nuclear power cannot exist in this country without subsidies. And so, yes, I agree with you. And I would also say that we have to recognize that the nuclear industry has been critical to employing people in our region, whether it's the Big A plant near Ontario and Wayne County, or the 3 different nuclear power plants near Oswego. So these are employers. So, environmentalists aren't trying to fight against working people. We want to figure out how can we transition to an energy economy that employs more people and satisfies our needs in a sustainable way. And that's why at one point when I was asked this question earlier on in the campaign, we talked about this idea of a just transition, and we need to be helping workers transition to working in different kinds of energy generation, making sure that workers' benefits are maintained, and that because these are skilled people that work in the nuclear industry, people that have committed their entire lives to this industry, and we owe it to them to help them transition to jobs that are in an industry that's safer. And ultimately, like I said, there are more jobs in renewable energy, and the price of renewable energy is falling every year, while nuclear power cannot stand on its own feet. It's too dangerous, too risky, and it's time to end the reign of nuclear power.
These issues are so very important. It really is too bad Dan's not here. We talked about Affordable Care Act that he voted for. He's not here to explain that vote to us. He's gone on record in the last couple of days. We had a WCNY debate, and we had a debate, we had an editorial board meeting yesterday with the Post-Standard about phasing out fossil fuels. And his position on nuclear, he was in favor of this moratorium, or not renewing the license for Indian Point, that the governor has taken that position. Critical issues to our area, critical issues to us as Americans, and it really is, I think, a dereliction of his duties as a candidate for not being here. When it comes to nuclear power, I'm diametrically opposed to what Ursula has just said, as well as to Dan's position on nuclear power. I believe nuclear power is safe, it's clean, it's a good source of energy, and we should be making sure that the plants are up to code. But I've toured Guinea, and their the way they maintain and the way they control and the way they measure themselves in the industry, their standard is far higher than what the government imposes on them, because they are aware of the risks. But again, taking these radical positions that Dan and Ursula take are not reasonable. They're not right for the American people. We've got to make sure we explore all energy sources. And Ursula was somewhat correct, because I have said, let's level the playing field as we put forward an energy policy. Let's make sure that everyone, and let the market decide. Let the American people decide what they like, what source of energy they want to use, what's best for them and their needs, what they think is the best way to go, and let them make that decision. And these extreme positions that Dan and Ursula take about this, it's like burying our head in the sand. Fukushima was a very different occurrence than and we know that Fukushima was not up to standard. And that's not a reasonable approach that we're not willing to go forward as technology improves, as we raise the standards to just, whether it's fracking, whether it's nuclear power, whether it's natural gas or oil, spills will occur, there will be occurrences, but to just say we can't do that anymore is irresponsible. This nation needs a sound energy policy that is pushing us towards energy independence. Again, and I'll repeat it, all of the unrest in the Middle East, we are in serious jeopardy of having our oil supply cut off. All you have to do is look at the price of gasoline at the pump and know what's happened in the last 3.5 years. It was $1.87 in 2008. $1.87 a gallon, and now it's close to $4 in some places, a little bit less than $4 a gallon.